Everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Imperial Snowtrooper from Empire Strikes Back. Now this 6-inch figure from Hasbro comes packaged in the same style packaging we see with all the Black Series. You've got the black box with the red background. The figure's clearly displayed. Up at the top you've got the Black Series logo, and down below you have an image of the character and the name. On the side you have the red border, and it tells us this is figure number 35 in the series. And then on the back of the packaging we have a brief bio in multiple languages. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. So we get two different weapons with this figure. We get the standard Imperial blaster, and we've seen this released many times in this line. It's done with just a black plastic, and then you've got that metallic silver in the middle of it, and you've got the scope on the top and the magazine on the side. So again, we've seen this weapon released with a lot of different figures in this line already. And then we get a larger blaster rifle, and again, we've seen this released with other figures, but I like the sculpting detail on it. You've got the scope on the top, and you've got the little hole sculpted in the barrel, and they've given it a nice wash effect. You've got metallic paint, a metallic silver paint, and then a black wash, so I think it comes off looking pretty good. You can hold the weapons in the left and the right hands. The right hand has an actual trigger finger, so that's the better hand to hold something, but again, he can hold the weapons in either hand, and he holds them nice and tight. He also comes with this backpack piece, and it is removable. It's got a peg on the back of the backpack, and you've got the hole on the back of the figure. And I like the detailing on it. It's done with just a white plastic, but then you have some red and black markings. You also have a gray marking up here at the top, and it looks pretty true to how we see in the movie. And you can fit it on there either way. You can have the wider end pointing at the top, or you can have it pointing towards the bottom. This is the more movie accurate way, with the thinner end pointing towards the top. So for the figure itself, I think Hasbro's done a pretty nice job with the sculpting on this one. The Imperial Snowtrooper was always one of my favorite versions of the Stormtrooper from the original trilogy, and I think Hasbro's done a nice job of capturing the overall look of the character. I like the head sculpt and how it looks. I like how they have the little creases and everything in the hood portion. Even though this is a hard plastic, you can almost see like his nose kind of sticking through the hood there, so I like that detailing, and I like how the eyes look. And then I like the stark whiteness of the armor pieces, and you've got the little controls on the chest plate which look pretty good, and you got the red and everything. And then he's got these pouches on his belt which are sculpted, and they look pretty good. And he's got the skirt piece, and it's not removable like it was on the original Kenner figure. It's just done with a vinyl material, so there is flexibility there. And then again, he's got the white armor for the knee pads. And then for his shoes, I like the sculpting detail of the boots, and then they've given it a wash effect to look like, you know, he's been running in through some mud or something. His shoes definitely look like they're dirty. And he's got the little tube thing that sticks out the back of his belt like we always see with Stormtroopers, which is pretty good. Now I will say my only minor complaint with this figure is I think the cloth portions of the costume that he's wearing, where they've given it an off color, it's not stark white like the armor pieces, and that is how it should be. However, I think they made these the skirt piece and the pants and everything, I think, are too cream looking. It should be a little lighter color, I think. So that's my only complaint with this figure, is I think they made the off colors of the outfit a little bit too dark. So this figure stands at just about 6 inches exactly. Here's a comparison with the First Order Snowtrooper from the Force Awakens movie. Here's a comparison with some other Imperials. So we've got the TIE Fighter pilot, the Biker Scout, and the regular Stormtrooper. A comparison of Han Solo and his Hoth gear. And finally, just for fun, a comparison with the Wampa creature. Articulation, the head is on a ball hinge joint, but because the hood is a hard plastic, he can turn his head to the left and the right pretty good, but he really doesn't have a whole lot of up and down movement. A little bit, but not too much. The arms you can get out pretty good, attached with the standard ball hinge joint, and he's got good rotation at the arm. He does not have a bicep swivel. He has a swivel at the elbow, a single hinged elbow, but he actually has pretty good bending there. And then he's got swivels on the wrist and hinges on the hand, so good up and down movement there. He's got a midsection joint here where the two armor pieces, the chest plates meet. So he's actually got good rotation there, and he really can't crunch down at all. He can look back maybe a little bit, but not too much. Legs are attached with ball joints, but because of the skirt piece, it limits that somewhat. You can do the splits about that much. You can get the leg forward about that much. This piece, this armor piece that comes down over his crotch, which is a kind of a softer rubber material, limits some of the forward movement, and then he can't do his leg back very much, again, because of the skirt piece. He's got a thigh swivel. He's got a double jointed knee, so good bending at the knee, and then he's got hinges on the feet, so good up and down movement with the feet, and he does have ankle pivot, and then 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I like the sculpting detail in this figure. I like the head sculpt, and I like how the armor pieces look. I think the off color, the portions of the costume that are off white, I think it would have been better if they'd gone with a little bit lighter color. I think the beigeish cream color that they used is a little bit too dark looking and not as movie accurate as it could have been. Otherwise though, I think this is a solid figure, and being that the Imperial Snowtrooper is one of my favorite versions of the Stormtrooper, I think this is definitely one you'll want to add to your collection. Now this figure, along with the rest of the wave, is starting to hit shelves overseas as well as here in the United States. I've actually been hearing reports of people finding these figures at GameStop of all places. So if you want to add this to your collection, you might want to check your local GameStop. We'll have a full image gallery up at JediInsider.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. And as always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, I'll catch you later.